What's up guys, Jordan Hardy here, boxing reporter. You don't have to just be a professional fighter to use Victor Conte's Spider Training Stack. I use it every day when I'm working out in the gym to stay fit. I'm Jordan Hardy and I'm snack strong.
Obviously, it was a bit of a disaster, the whole lead up regarding opponents. I think that one thing I will have to say is I have to give MTK credit. They kind of not foreseeing that there was going to be an issue, but they assumed that there could have been because of the current situation that the whole world is facing. It turned out Corona didn't affect anything, but the issue was visa problems for Vardanyan, the original opponent. So I think Traynor has been being paid by MTK to train for the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks on the chance that this fight may have came about. So Traynor has been training for me for 5 weeks. I've been training for him for 1 week. And obviously it's at 135 as well. So these things kind of even the playing field out a little bit, but you know, I still fancy to do a number on this guy. It hasn't really affected me, to be honest. I've kind of enjoyed I've enjoyed this fight week more than any other because I've been doing the weight okay. I done a little kind of 10-minute session on the pads yesterday, but that was it. It was just a sharpener. I didn't have to train. I'm like right now I'm 3 pounds over lightweight, so restrict a little bit of food tomorrow and I should wake up at 135. The thing is, I think the trainer sees this weight. I think he probably could have got down a little bit more than 135, but he thinks that this gives him an advantage. But although I'm short in stature, I walk around at like 150, 148 anyway. So it's probably doing me a favor as well. It's, you know, I've had the last few years. There's been a fair bit of turmoil and things have been up and down, and I haven't been the luckiest fighter in the world, and neither has Jamel. But what's going on with boxing at the minute and the current, you know, the pandemic that's going on all around the world, it's affecting us all. So it's not just affecting me. So I just have to see it for how it is, deal with it. Everybody else is in the same boat. They all seem to be dealing with it. So that's my outlook. It's been, I think the shows have been good. I suppose that Top Rank and ESPN were the first guys to come back, and the shows were of good quality. I like the fact that you can hear the noise of the shots a little bit more, and you can hear a bit of communication between the corners to the fighters, and even sometimes fighters talking to each other, which is interesting. It's things that you don't normally see on TV. So I've liked it. I'm a boxing fan and I've enjoyed watching it. And I suppose it's important to keep putting these fights on and you know, make sure boxing stays relevant and just doesn't disappear because of what's going on. Yeah, I think so. That's the fight that I want. I suppose that we kind of had a date agreed. June 13th was the proposed date, and I think everything was pretty much set to go, and the fight was going to happen. And I suppose there was a chance with it kind of falling away a little bit that he wouldn't be as keen anymore, or maybe Top Rank wouldn't be as keen to make the fight, or the governing body. But everyone seems on board. I want the fight. Jamel wants it. Top Rank and Bob Arum want it. So I think that is the plan, to have that fight. To have that fight next. After the Josh Warrington defeat, I in my head I was retired. I was going to retire. I hadn't announced retirement, but I just thought, I suppose I was not embarrassed, but my pride was hurt a little bit. And then when I sat down over the new year, because it was just before Christmas, and I kind of reflected on the fight, and I knew that it was more down to a bad performance from me and me tactically getting it very wrong and tactically making wrong decisions in the first 3 rounds. That was the reason I lost that fight, more so than me being over the hill or on the sled, because if you see what I'm doing in the gym still, you wouldn't suggest that I'm over the hill that some people are doing at the minute. So I know that I'm a better fighter than the Warrington performance, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on, that the break of the hands and stuff and other things, and coronavirus too. So I haven't thought about that again since the Warrington fight. I want to win a world title, and that's the drive.
Herring will defend his title against Sequendo. Finally, we'll get that off. We had 2 postponements because of this coronavirus. But that fight will happen September 5. And if Jamal is successful, and if Carl is successful on Saturday, I have a date picked out in November where they'll fight for the title. That's done. I mean, everybody's on board. You know, one thing I can't control is the virus, but I mean, we're going to do that fight in November. It may very well be another bubble fight. In other words, with no fans. I know we'll have to get Carl over to the States to do it. But you can count, both guys win these interim fights. You can count on a world title fight between Herring and Frampton in November.
Exactly what I wanted to hear. Thanks, Bob. See the fight ever happen. I think Leo did promise that, but I think, to be honest, I think he's full of shit. It's just, you know, the fight could have happened if he wanted it to happen, but it never has, and it's a shame. Regarding the Tank Davis fight, I just don't see a way he can beat Davis. What's interesting and strange at the same time is that the fight is for world titles in 2 different divisions. It's almost like it's set up for Tank to miss 130 and still have a 135 title on the line. But I watched him on the Wilder Ortiz undercard, Santa Cruz, and I don't think he didn't look like the fighter that he once was, and I just can't see a way that he beats Tank. Potentially, and I think the more the fight goes on, the better chance he has. But I just it's hard for me to see a winner other than Davis here. Been okay. I've kind of, so for the last sort of week, I was unsure if it was going to be at 130 or 135 this fight. So all I've done was increase my food intake a little bit more in fight week, more so than normal. I won't have to do a sweat to dilute. I won't have to do any hot baths or anything like that. So it's been, fight week has been enjoyable. Probably the most enjoyable fight week that I've had, if I'm being honest. Jamel's a very good fighter. He's a much better fighter than Taylor McCreary, who I fought in my last fight. But I out-jabbed Taylor McCreary with 2 broken hands. I feel like that, although, you know, in terms of stature, he's a much bigger specimen than me, Jamel. But he's got to be killing himself to do the weight. And I know that he says he doesn't, but he constantly talks about his weight. And someone who constantly talks about his weight, in my opinion, is someone who has issues with it. He's just a physical specimen. It can't be easy for him to make 130. So I can use all these things and use them to my advantage. But there's different ways to skin a cat. You know, I have good distance control. I have a good jab. I feel like a better feet than Jamel, and I feel like my hands are faster as well. So it's a very, very tough fight, but one I believe I can win. Well, look, it has been frustrating, but I like to think that I'm a relaxed enough type of character, and I always believed that I was going to get a fight, even though 2 weeks ago things were up in the air as to what was going on. But I knew that Top Rank and Frank and MTK would have sorted something out. So it was a little bit frustrating, but I'm okay and I'm over it. It's one fight at a time at this stage of my career. So I have Darren Traynor to deal with first, and then I can focus on Jamel Herring. And if I beat Jamel Herring, then I'll make a decision as to where I go after that. But it would be nice to unify a second division, wouldn't it? So the options will be there, I'm sure. But I'll make a decision after the Jamel Herring fight.
Good, man. And last one, more of a UK one. Just your thoughts on the Eddie and Frank get together?
I think it's good for boxing. It's good for boxing in the UK. Good for, I suppose, boxing globally as well. But proof is in the pudding. Hopefully they can get some of the top stars in both stables together to make the fights. But it seems the initial chat between Frank and Eddie seemed positive. So hopefully we can see some cross promotional fights taking place. It's going to be a good performance. If my last spar is anything to go by, then I think I win this fight convincingly. My last spar, I feel like, was the best I've sparred since I've been with Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis. And I'm just looking forward to put on a show. My ring walk tune as well is an unbelievable tune. Keep an eye on that as well.
Well, thank you, Carl. We'll let you get to it, and we'll close the call with a final comment from Bob Arum. Bob, any final thoughts you'd like to share with everybody?
Yeah, I'm delighted that ESPN will be televising this event and showing it on ESPN's main channel. It's 4 p.m. in New York. I'm here in LA, and it's 1 p.m. in LA. So I'll be outside with my outside television set with a big Cuban cigar, and I'll be enjoying the festivities. And good luck to Mick and to Carl. I'm sure they'll come through. I'm looking forward to having them over here in the States in October, November. We're doing one fight show a week for the foreseeable future. And so we need the English and Irish reinforcements to come over here and help fill our cards. And big things in store for both Carl and Mick this year. Hopefully both will be fighting for world titles.
Thank
Can I just say one thing, Evan? I'd like to thank Top Rank, Bob, and MTK and Frank as well, just for giving me these opportunities. And I hope I don't disappoint at the weekend. I'm sure I'll win the fight, and the fight with me and Jamel Herring will be a dream come true.
Yo, you, yes, you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.